Vision is seeing everything as God sees it and where he sees it. Vision is seeing beyond appearance, beyond the outside cosmetics of something. It's about looking at another person and seeing them for who they are because you see into their soul. You see into their heart, and you know that they are a good person. And it's the same way that we are called to look at ourselves. You know, we are over halfway into this Lenten journey, and we may begin to see ourselves differently. I hope that you're putting on a lens to see yourself as God sees you. Because most of the time, we give ourselves labels. We give others labels. But most importantly, it's the labels that we give ourselves that can pull us into a hole or a darkness that won't let us out. We may wake up in the morning and we look at the mirror and we see ourselves for who we think we are. And what we really need to do is, once again, look at ourselves for the way that God sees us. And that's exactly what happens when David is chosen as king. From outside appearance, it doesn't really seem like he would be the likely choice. And even those in the story can't believe it. But God knows what his purpose is. God sees beyond all of his short stature or his young age and knows that he is the chosen one and he is anointed as such. For us, you know, we can always twist a scripture story around and put ourselves in that position. And what happens when we do that in our own lives and God chooses us for great things, the vision of ourselves clouds us to stop and say, you really want me? I'm the one that you're going to choose to do this? And God simply says, yes, I have called you into this, and I will give you everything you need in order to succeed. So when he is calling you and saying, I want you to do this, know that his vision of you is far beyond what you can imagine. And vision is so precious, and that's what our gospel reminds us of in the healing of the blind man, because he begs for Jesus to heal him. How often are we begging for Jesus to heal us? Are we simply going to him and just asking him half-heartedly for miracles or for the prayers that we seek intentions on? Or are we running to him and holding on to his cloak and begging him to heal us? Because that's how the blind man does it. And then we sometimes see where people discount miracles or they downplay them. And that's what the Pharisees do. They allow their own holiness to cloud their vision. And they question Jesus doing a miracle on the Sabbath. And sometimes in our church, there is humanness that gets in the way. Sometimes there are hurts in our faith where the humanness of those that we respect as leaders sometimes disappoint us. But we can't hold them at fault. And in the same way, Jesus knew that the Pharisees would question him and he always had the answers. He knew that his purpose and the vision of his Father would ultimately lead him through it all. And we must be the same way with inside of our faith. When there are things that happen that cause hurts, when there are things that happen that maybe cause us to question why we believe what we believe, we need to see beyond humanness, and we need to have the vision of the big picture. So this week, as you journey out into Lent, as you journey to put on a new label for yourself, the only label that you need, which is child of God, know that God will be there by your side, seeking you out and holding you high and say, yes, this is my anointed one. I pray, as always, that God will meet you everywhere that you desire him and that he will consume your heart in every way that you desire this week. God bless you.